Hey everybody, it is currently 6:20 p.m. California time, and I am headed to a meeting. I know some of you guys, hold on a second before you say anything. Some of you guys are going to be like, wait a second, aren't you contradicting yourself? I can just hear it right now. I can hear it. So as I'm in my self-discovery process, like I said, take what you can and leave the rest. Let me say that again, you guys. Take what you can and leave the rest. I have certain opinions about certain things, but things are not black and white. Things are not all bad. Let's not generalize. Things are not all bad. So if I feel intuitively called to go to a meeting, I'm going to go to the meeting. 12-step meeting. So yeah, let me be clear. I am not an alcoholic. You can't pay me to touch alcohol or drugs, but I am going to go to an AA meeting. So, and I know I have certain opinions. There's certain things, again, it's not black and white. I want to make that very clear. I have certain opinions when it comes to the 12-step paradigm, the 12-step programs. So I'm not, it's not like I'm contradicting myself. I just want to be clear. Like, you can sit here and judge me and try to say that I'm not credible if you really wanted to try to play devil's advocate. But I would disagree with that. As I am unpeeling the layers of the onion and getting to my authentic core, there are gems and bits and pieces that can be taken from certain things. So if I feel called in my heart and my gut to go to an AA meeting, like a 12-step meeting, I'm going to go. And there's something, like, I'm going to trust that nudge, that intuition in my stomach. Just go do the meeting and take what you can and leave the rest. Do I know that there's some fallacy within within 12-step programs? Absolutely, I do. Is this, is this something I'm going to continue? Not necessarily, no. And I wouldn't do it if I felt like it was wrong, but I'm also going to trust my intuition and my heart, my gut, my stomach. So that's why I said not everything is black and white, all or nothing. Let's not generalize. Let's not generalize. Take what you can and leave the rest. So I always gain something. I always learn something at a 12-step meeting. What I don't like about 12-step meetings is the whole, I am an alcoholic. I don't like that. And I also don't like once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic, or once an addict, always an addict. So I don't like that. You have to be very careful with what you say, I am, what you put behind the statement, I am. You have to be very careful. So I am a child of God. When I introduce myself, I am a child of God. That is how I introduce myself. I'm a child of God. And I'm the only one that says that, and I don't really care. I literally am the only person that says I am a child of God at a 12-step meeting, like an AA meeting. So it's okay. It's truth with a capital T. That is the truth. See, this is where discernment comes into play. Hey, Teresi, welcome. This is where discernment comes in, because the truth is not that you're an alcoholic or you're an addict. That is not the truth. That is your ego. That is your false self. That is your shadow. That is not who you truly are in Christ and in the light. Your higher self, so your real self. I'm not talking about what your senses can see. Let me say this again. I'm not talking about your tangible, concrete senses. I'm talking about your soul, yourself, your true, authentic self. Who you truly are in Christ, in the light, is not an alcoholic, is not a drug addict, is not a sex addict. That's not who you are in the light, in God's eyes, your core. So I refuse, and I frown upon. I know in my heart and in my gut it's wrong, it's false, and it's deception to say I am an addict, I am an alcoholic. That is a false delusion or illusion. Delusion, illusion. Depends on if you actually believe it. God, that is the false brainwashing of 12-step. That is the scrutiny I have towards the 12-step program. The scrutiny right there. That is the delusion. It's a way of disempowering you and keeping you in a false doctrine, in a false belief. You are not an alcoholic. You are not an addict. You are a child of God. So again, when I go to the meeting, I will be introducing myself as a child of God. And I will take what I can and leave the rest. Hello, crazy crew. Welcome. Like I said, guys, I will take what I can and leave the rest. I will not ascribe to something I do not believe in. And that is a false belief within the structure, within the system. So I'll hold that light. When I say my truth, I mean it's God. It's God's truth. It's discernment. This is where discernment comes into play. Another thing I've just got to be honest with you, like in terms of Al-Anon, like the program Al-Anon, they encourage you to stay with an alcoholic. So a person who's continuing to choose to drink or use drugs, an alcoholic and addict. So Al-Anon encourages, they are enabling to a point of danger, spiritual danger. It is actually quite disturbing, the psychological brainwash and the psychological cult, like CULT. It is actually a cult, in my opinion. The danger of the psychological brainwashing is quite extreme. We'll just say that. So I don't support that piece. And I told you guys, it's not all or nothing. Like it's not all or nothing. I think I have enough room. Yeah. So, I mean, there's good and bad within everything. But you need to be able to start to discern, okay? Discern in your mind, heart, body, and soul, all the way to your feet. You need to pray because there are delusions and illusions and falsities within these programs. Teresi, are you still in my chat? And Crazy Crew, I don't know if you're still in here. Programs. So it's very important you go into these programs as a child of God. You maintain that light, that discernment. RKO, welcome. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I am looking forward to the meeting. So I'm going to be headed that way, like anytime. Definitely looking forward to it. I'm going to take what I can and leave the rest. I have been also YouTubing card 7, the Chariot, and the lessons of the Chariot card. For me, if you guys want to look up the Chariot, you can always Google it or like you can YouTube it. Card 7, the Chariot. Triumph, victory, success, willpower, courage, purpose, clarity, determination. See, we can change our lives at any moment. Any second we can change our lives. It doesn't matter your past experiences. Our past experiences are all a reflection of our core beliefs. Many of your core beliefs are subconscious. They're under the surface, like they're like an iceberg that's under the water. You can't see it. If you're in a boat, you're in a ship, you can't see the underneath the iceberg. There's a lot of core beliefs under there. So the experiences externally, so many of those are influenced by our thoughts and our beliefs, our core beliefs. If we start doing affirmations, it will help reprogram, like a helix, like a consciousness, the circle, the helix. It will reprogram our DNA. It will reprogram our subconscious. Your thoughts have power. We need to keep our thoughts positive, like hopeful, faith-based. You want to visualize it with your third eye, what you envision, because you're putting an intention out there. You envision people being healthy. You want to envision that. You can redo any situation. It starts with your thoughts, it imprints your beliefs, and it comes out into reality. It translates into your physical reality. All right, guys, with that being said, I'm going to bounce off here, and I wish you luck. I wish you the best. All right? Keep it real. Count your blessings. We are blessed, and we are grateful, and we are blessed, you guys. I'm grateful to be here. Thank you.